And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for the challenge ahead. Hoping to come out of the gates strong. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now, here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. They tell a great story. You take a look at the Warriors. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top five.
I think for Indiana, they've claimed the top spot because they've earned it. Some people say they're playing above their heads. I think we're just starting to realize how good this team is.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. They've got Poole. George is out there with Halliburton. Then it's Pascal Siakam. And it's Money in at the 3. And for the Warriors, up front, it's Green at the 4 with Jackson Davis at the 5. Curry and Poole are the guards. And some top-tier basketball here tonight, Clark. Both of these teams riding a hot streak.
Yeah, I think this might be a bit of a litmus test game, Kevin, in some ways. Put that confidence of a winning streak from both of these teams to the test a little bit here.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Curry can't get it to go. And so Siakam will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. Outside for George. Siakam passes to Money. On the top of the key, and again it's Indiana.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now here's Curry. Coming in off a 10-point game his last outing. Clock at 6. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Poole. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Greg, it's not the first skill you think about, but Jordan Poole is unreal at the foul line.
I mean, led the league in 22 at 92.5%, beating out teammate Steph Curry by 0.2%. Poole's always been amongst the league leaders in attempts.
So it's the Warriors now, after Tyrese Halliburton was able to get the triple. The 3 from Poole. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
You gotta know Poole is looking for revenge in these situations. Nice triple.
Here's Money, and the Pacers tack on 2 more.
You know, the defense has to be better. I mean, you can't give up that look.
Warriors trail by 4. Back to Curry. And Poole sends it back.
Great defense from Poole, using that massive wingspan perfectly right there.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
And Indiana making a change here. Walker's checked in. And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. And how about we check the numbers for Andrew Nembhard?
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
Now here's Curry. He's someone who's a factor on any given night, averaging more than 22 points a game. Inside, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
I know Poole was looking for his shot, but he's smart and makes the right pass instead.
Fades, and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
Knocking down their first 6 shots. What an offensive start for this team.
Outside Curry. And the Warriors take on 2 more.
It doesn't matter if it's off the bounce or off the catch. Curry never loses rhythm on his jump shot.
The shot by George, wide open. Hits it from 3-point range.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Right now, I'd send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Steve Kerr gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Coach said he knows the obstacles of playing against Paul George. He told me, you know he's going to have his fingerprints all over this game on offense and defense. Our goal will be to minimize how often we let him disrupt our game plan. We'll see how long they can keep George out of the picture. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
That last 3 must have bothered George a little bit. He goes to the arc with a purpose and fires off his answer.
Back to Curry. Fires from way outside. No good. He has missed 3 of his 5 attempts this game. Mark, these Indiana Pacers play at one of the quickest paces of any team in the NBA.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's quite fit. Considering the nickname Indiana Pacers, and they do set the pace. They love to push that rock, and they do it relentlessly, catching you before your defense can get set. It's a beautiful way to play. Tell you what, though, you got to be in great shape to make it work.
So both teams making some changes here. And the Eastern Conference has been fun to watch. A lot of greens checked in for the Warriors. Curry comes in for Shepard. Siakam is checked in for Indiana. Money comes in for Andrew Nembhard. Here's Curry. 5 points in the game. Pass to Green. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And getting very close to seeing our final list of contestants for the dunk contest. And you know everybody in the discussion right now really wants to compete.
I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, if you got the hops and the repertoire, you want to show what you can do.
You look at Money, sitting at the top of the heap. Looks like he'll be planning on an appearance at the dunk contest this year.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised with his athleticism. This guy has got the goods, no doubt about it. The hops are incredible, and we'll just have to see what sort of creativity he can apply.
And the list of participants is going to be final soon, so we'll be sure to keep you posted. This year's dunk contest should be a very special one.
And every year it seems we see something in the dunk contest that we've never seen before, and I don't think this year will be any different.
On the court right now for the Pacers, Jabari Walker is out there with Pascal Siakam. And there's Money. Then it's George, and it's Halliburton in at the point. Here's Money.
Oh, that was worth the price of admission. My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Ugh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there.
Boy, I'd love to get a replay on that one. Let's keep it handy so we can see it again.
And so it's Golden State with it. The Pacers making the shot. Basket, good. Green's got his first basket.
And that IQ of Green, just sizing up defenses and making the right read in that pick and roll.
Siakam for 3. And Curry pulls it down. For the Warriors, they won their last contest, that game against San Antonio.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game, great adjustments on the offensive end.
Well, it's really hard to stop them when they're in a groove offensively, and they were in a comfort zone all game long in that one.
Buries the long-range jumper.
Sometimes trailing in the game, players get sucked into trying to make that home run play.
Yeah, trying to get it all back in a hurry, and you're right on that. But these threes they're taking have not helped. They're trying to catch fire, and they've yet to find the match.
And the Warriors with possession here after Indiana gets the 3. Green with a screen on Halliburton. Shot clock at 6. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. 7 points in the game. Indiana leading by 18. And Siakam has it in the corner. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
And that's not an easy shot for a big. Siakam showing his comfort level from anywhere.
All sorts of time, and the Warriors tack on 2 more. There's 42 seconds left here in the second. Here's Money beyond the arc. And Tyrese Halliburton hits from deep.
3 points.
Halliburton's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
He has gotten into a great rhythm here in this quarter, playing with just bundles of confidence.
Outside for George. Here's Money. And that one, good. Money's got 22.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And a deep three from Curry. And so it's Indiana cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. And with as many three-pointers as they've drained, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Pascal. The identity of this team is at the defensive end. So how satisfying is it to lock them down like you did in the first half?
It's great. I mean, we're a defensive team first, and I mean, that's what I like about our team, and the fact that we just go out there, get steals and get easy buckets at the other end. It's always great to play good defense.
Yeah, that's what you guys do. Thanks very much. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Thanks for tuning in. We love the mountain climbing, don't we? Well, there's a huge mountain to climb for Golden State.
Where's the perimeter D? I see no sense of urgency, and those boys are getting scorched.
Big fella, you might be able to guard the perimeter better right now.
Whoa. Let's take a step back.
And next up, here's a look at some of the contenders for the fan-favorite three-point contest.
Now that we're close to knowing who will be participating, some of these guys may be in the gym early and leaving late, shooting threes on a timer.
If you're not prepared, it's easy to look bad in this event.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. What a game we're seeing from Money.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Up front, it's Green at the 4 with Jackson Davis at the 5. Curry and Poole are the guards. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. And many around the league believe Curry doesn't get enough fouls called in his favor. GA, what do you think?
There could be some truth to that. He gets held and grabbed more than anyone when running off screens, but especially blatant on drives to the rim.
Here's Green after Indiana gets the 3. Poole, no good.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
And here is Curry after Tyrese Halliburton was able to get the triple. Buries it from three-point range.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. Siakam's got 8 points.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively. From the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Driving in, the 3 from George. Cans it from downtown. 14 points for him.
12 straight points off of 3-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You've got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. At this point in his career, Paul George says he's in bully mode. He said, every night I'm on the floor, I'm there to dominate. Whether it's being more physical or going right at whoever I got to go at, you're going to feel me. I'm having that approach every time. I'm there to destroy you. Kevin?
Wow. Love it, though, D.A. Got to admit it. Awful powerful. Thank you. Count it. And that's 13 points for Jordan Poole.
Showing his strength inside. Poole muscles that one home.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Money. He's got 25. And again, it's Indiana converting.
And they have come out of halftime in fuego.
Outside, Green. Fires the 3. The rebound by Paul George. George has got 6 rebounds here tonight.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Money passes to Siakam. 6 to shoot. From the high post. Again, Indiana. Greg, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
He gets it in there. Curry's got 13 points.
Well, you certainly can't fault him as the reason they're behind. He's been on target and on top of his game.
Both teams deciding to change it up. And with the break in the action, here is the 2K leaderboard showing us this month's top passers. You look at Money, an uncommonly gifted passer, leading the league in assists. And, of course, Tyrese Halliburton. He's another guy that knows how to get the ball to his teammates, Clark, in places that make them successful.
If you look at the work of these 2 players over that period, you might have to say we're looking at the 2 best passers in the NBA.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
The Pacers pull it in. Walker's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Money, guarded by Curry.
What a dunk, and what a move.
Yeah, terrific move, man. Did not hesitate to put the defender on his back and then put the hammer down.
Nice job. Capturing the moment on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Curry, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And a moment here to check out who the Golden State Warriors have coming up. On Friday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the New Orleans Pelicans. And then on Saturday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks.
And with the way they've been able to march right along in this season lately, I think they should be able to keep things going in this next stretch. Just come out with the same energy and discipline, and you should have some wins.
Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Pass to Poole. The 19-footer is on the money. Poole's got 4 points this quarter.
In that time, no dribbling needed for Poole to cash in.
It's stolen by Curry. Three-pointer. Good on the triple. He has 6.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Guys, the D hasn't had an answer for the three-point shooting, which is why they continue to just fire away from deep.
And another thing they've been exceptional at is their passing. On-target ball movement has gotten them a lot of assists tonight.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Robert Williams, he's checked in for Bol. Andrew Nembhard comes in for George. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Halliburton. And it's the Warriors with the ball, following the score by Indiana. Here's the screen to the middle, and it takes that one up and powers it through.
And this guy, to me, embodies determination. Small at his position, but he still gets up and keeps plays alive. That's mind over matter for sure.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Curry with a wide open look, and right away they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers, having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading into the next quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And so no problem for Indiana as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Hey, Kevin, thanks very much. Paul, you guys dialed up the defense in this one. What were some of the adjustments you made?
Well, we're starting to pressure up. We're starting to use our hands. A team like that, you can't let them be comfortable. And we're doing a great job of just, taking away their airspace.
Well, the defensive fundamentals got you through this one tonight, man. Congratulations. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And now, our player of the game, Money.